Lesson 32 is called Variables and Evaluation, found on page 107. Algebra half could be called pre-algebra because it's introduction to concepts you'll need next year in algebra, the first year of algebra. A couple of concepts you just got to know to be prepared for that class are words like variable and evaluate. So today's lesson is called Variables and Evaluation. The word variable refers to those letters when we use them, and we've already started using them. We've been using them ever since we had missing number problems. That's all really missing number problems are variable problems. M plus 4, and if we make it an equation, give it an equal sign, equals 6. We have a missing number problem where M has to equal 2. A variable is really just a fancy name for a letter we use for a missing number. It takes the place of a number we don't know yet. The letters themselves have no value. It just means a number we don't know yet. So a sum of a number and 4 is another way we could say that. A variable could just be said as a number. Okay, when two variables are written side by side, that's another way to show multiplication that we haven't really done yet before. My, not my, my is the same as saying m times y. Xy is the same as saying x times y. Okay, that's multiplication. Now the word evaluate, if you want to put it in your notes under lesson 32, it means to find what? Do you see it on page 107? Find the value of. Equations, algebra, it's all about values. So when it tells you to evaluate xy plus x, it means find what that expression's value is. And you'll say, I can't. There's nothing else I can do with that. Well, that's why they tell you if x equals and y equals. Let's say x equals 2 and y equals 4. Well, then I can stick a 2 in and a 4 in. Don't forget, now that I have numbers, these are multiply. I have to show a multiply sign. 2 times 4, following PEMDAS, I've got 8 left to right plus 2 is 10. Looks like that's what they did too. How about xmy minus xy if x is 2, m is 5, and y is 4. Okay, so what we do with these are the values now. We stick them in anywhere they appear. M is 5, y is 4. Now, to make sure you keep everything straight, anytime I see find the value of an evaluate problem, I write out the whole problem again, but I write wherever there were variables before, I write parentheses. So if you're looking at example 32.2 for me on page 107, again, it's xmy minus xy. So on my paper, my work looks like this. X, M, Y, it might even help to say it as you do it, minus x, y. Now why did I do that? Because these are all little cavities now that I can fill with the value if x is 2, m is 5, and y is 4. And we know parentheses next to each other indicates multiplication. You don't have to show that, but now we're ready to solve. Left to right PEMDAS. 2 times 5 is 10, times 4 is 40, minus 2 times 4 is 8, right? And 40 minus 8 is 32. See why they taught us order of operations before we got to this? That's very important too. Sometimes they'll mix in constants with variables. And sometimes they might even say that m is a fraction. So you'll stick in 2/3, just like it were a whole number. And what if m is 9/11? Let's say x is 9/11. Let's use blue. So x is 9/11. Now it's messy to show it this way. I'm just kind of, so you can visualize, I'm literally sticking it in, or I like to say I'm plugging in to find the value of. And then you solve. So I'll let you evaluate letters A and B today. Show me the work is more important even, and correct answers, please.